I'm Imogen. Today I'll be talking about the film The Shining, which is a very famous film. It was directed by Stanley Kubrick and it was made in 1980. Basically a complete classic, acting is spot on, absolutely brilliant. It's a psychological thriller. It basically is about a man named Jack and his wife Wendy, and he's got a son called Danny. It's about Jack gets a job at a hotel. He looks after a hotel over the winter because there's no visitors or residents, so he looks after it with his family. So him and his family are staying there. Things don't really seem what they look like after a chain of unusual and strange events happen, and the haunted hotel basically gets the better of them. The main question, which is always on your mind through the film, which I really do like, is: are these hallucinations and visions real, or are they just a figment of Danny and Jack's and Wendy's imagination all the way through the film? Like, is there something more sinister behind it? Characters. So you have Jack. At the beginning, he's very level-headed, friendly, polite, normal, cares and loves for his family. He's clean-shaven, smartly dressed, which shows that he is a tidy and normal, and he lives a normal life. This is at the beginning. It's very much contrasted by what he's like at the end, and emphasises a split personality. As the film progresses, you see his character changing in a bad way. You see that he is changing through boredom, restlessness. He's cruel to his wife, he's very grouchy, and also he's not shaven, he's scruffy, and he's no longer smartly dressed. This shows his character and the craziness coming through. It gets worse and worse and worse, and he even dreams of killing his family. He wakes up crying, which shows his weakness. His twitches and red eyes, his paleness shows how abnormal he's becoming. He's going out of his mind from this hotel. His son and wife turn against him and he becomes the antagonist. He then turns on his wife and attempts to murder his family with an axe. This shows that history is repeating itself. Okay, Wendy. She's the wife of Jack. She's very innocent and naive. She's the protagonist and the victim of the film. She's a typical housewife. She's always kind of running around after Jack, helping him. She always tries to keep him calm. She's looking out for her son as Jack turns absolutely mental. She tries to keep everything calm at the beginning of Jack's unusual behaviour, but after that, she has to hysterically protect herself from her husband. Danny, he's the son of Jack. He isn't exactly normal, as he has an imaginary friend called Tony. Tony can predict the future, and he sees things that no one else can. Tony shows him visions in his sleep of what's going to happen and what has already happened, and he can see things that no one else can. This shows the audience that Danny is special and he's strange and he's very different to others. He becomes nervous of his dad as the film progresses and seems to think that his father is going to bring harm to him and his mother. Is he thinking that, or does Tony know that? He becomes traumatised by his visions, which makes the audience feel sympathetic. He is very intelligent for his age, I personally think. The family at the start seemed like a typical nice family which you could relate to. This suddenly changes and is contrasted how troubled they are at the end. The camera shots. Got quite a lot on the camera shots, so brace yourself. At the beginning, I love the beginning because it does a kind of a zoom tracking long shot of the car. Jack is in the car and he's driving to the hotel, and the hotel at this moment it's got residents and it's got the workers there, so he's going for his interview. But the way the camera is following the car, it's blatantly showing the loneliness, isolation. There's a use of shot reverse shot and over the shoulder shots for dialogue. A mirror close-up of Danny talking to Tony symbolises two people. It could show that he has a split personality, or there could be Tony in his mind and Danny is just as a person. There's this beautiful steady cam shot of Danny on his tricycle, which shows around the whole hotel. So it's basically Danny on his tricycle, and it shows you how big and large the hotel is. and it shows you, he kind of gives you a tour around it. It also passes, when he's on his tricycle and he's doing the Steadicam shot, it passes the room 237. This room is very important. It's the murder room and it's locked, and Danny can see the twins who got murdered. There's use of bird's eye view shot of Wendy and Danny in the maze. This suggests that Jack is looking over them. There's a low angle shot of Jack looking out window, shows his power in the family and his change of character. There's a point of view shot of Danny's perspective or vision of the twins. It then changes to him seeing nothing down the corridor, which creates a mystery. There's the close-up of Shelley's face to reveal her fear, obviously of her husband. A low angle shot of Jack's face, which is upside down, reflects how the whole life is turned upside down. There's a close-up of Jack's face through a broken door. You're gonna know which one that is. Reveals how crazy he has gone.
Here's Johnny!
Tracking shot following Jack chasing his son creates massive tension. A long shot of Jack as a dark silhouette to represent his darkness and how much he's changed as a person. Music. The music is menacing, eerie, it gives illusion of something is not quite right. There's obviously as well, there's the piercing phone ring, which is featured in a lot of movies, you know, the old-fashioned phone ringing. That creates massive tension. There's the high shrill, which represents the presence of someone in the room when Danny sees something, so when Danny is about to see twins. Up-tempo music when he is writing, it shows how frantic he is writing, and so it shows how his mind is turning frantically. There's very intense orchestral music, which is all strings and it's all high-pitched. There's also old 1920s, 30s music, which doesn't fit into the situation, which I love, because it suggests something is peculiar and out of place. The music is all over the place and out of time, out of beat and hysterical, which reflects on Jack's behaviour. Setting. It's in the middle of nowhere, it's in the wilderness. It's up in the mountains, which, again, as I said, with camera shots and how he used that tracking shot at the beginning, it shows how isolated the area is. There's a hotel, it's set in like a hotel, ski lodge. The corridors in the hotel are very fast, and it gives an impression of how big the hotel is. The maze, which is outside, creates loss. Every time Danny turns a corner, you feel like Jack's going to jump out. Bright colours of the wallpaper and carpet and walls, I think, are very, very clever, because it juxtaposes against the darkness of characters and situation, and it creates a craziness which links to Jack. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully we'll be back with a new video soon, and see you soon.